couple of things that we can do or have. You don't need every tool in the universe. If you ever come to my studio, you'll think I have every tool in the universe. The reason I have a lot of different tools is because as a teacher, I think it's important for me to really explore. Plus, I love exploring so that I can then share. I like to take the things that I learn and am exposed to, and I like to expose others to them or offer them or share. One of the things that I absolutely love and I think is essential if you want to get into the healing arts. And by the way, you do not have to take a course of study level 1, level 2, level 3, master level, unless you want to. If it has meaning and value to you, and that is a good way for you to learn, and that is a way that makes sense for you to share with others, please do that. But if you say, I'm a little bit more sort of abstract, and I like things like a smorgasbord, I like to learn a lot of different things and then pick and choose the things that feel right for me. So in my invitation, I said, bring your life experience, bring any training you've learned. Reiki is very popular. Sometimes I think it's too popular, that it's made some people think that's the only form of energy healing there is, which we know is not true. I use methods that I learned Reiki in the early or mid 90s, but I find different methods work better for me. But some of the principles that I learned about that have value to me. If you like Reiki, use that, use everything you love about it, and then use the things you might be exposed to build on it. But I have been working with stones and crystals for over 40 years. It was one of the first, I'll say, strands or topics in metaphysics that I ever learned about, because as a little child, literally a kid, I was always saving rocks and digging in the earth with my hands, and I thought rocks had so much magic, and they do, and I still work with them. Rose quartz, its unique medicine is unconditional love. Think about that word, unconditional. Well, I'm going to offer you healing, but you have to accept it. And I want it so that your skin rash is going to go away, and then I'll feel better and you'll feel better and the world will be better. No, that's conditional. I always like to have rose quartz around, whether it's a heart shape, just because the heart is a visual reminder of love. A sphere. This is like a little holder. Some people would say it's a worry stone, but I like it as a little holder for my quartz. There's a lot of different forms that can come in. I love rose quartz. I love the fact that what it is doing is sending unconditional love. Well, how would you use that in healing? You could hold it and know that love and light is coming in the top of your head and coming to your heart. In the human energy body, it can be changed, okay, just and redirected, just with intention and with, I'll say, training, practice, and knowledge. But basically, it comes in the left of the body and out the right. So if you imagine whatever your source of inspiration, power, love, light comes from, imagine it comes in the top of your head, comes to your heart, goes down the right side of your body or the right arm into your hand, into the stone. It comes, well, I'm looking at myself in mirror image. It's going to come down. It's going to come down my arm, through the stone, up my arm, through my heart, down my arm, through the stone, up my arm, and you get what I'm doing. An electrical current down the right or out the right, up the left. Two things are happening. Actually, three. Energy is coming in from the divine source or whatever you believe in, because this allows you to have your own belief of things that are meaningful to you, comes into our heart, our center for love and compassion. Down the right side of the body into whatever you're holding. Into the left, back around. this is getting energized. How would that help someone? If I am with them in person, I could invite them to now hold it. If it's energized, they could visualize, and visualization is not fake it till you make it. When people say that, no, visualization is more intention setting, and it's more knowingness. Okay, visualizing, because if you can visualize it, you can absolutely manifest it. So if you gave this to someone to hold, and knowing that it's infused with love and light, they can then take it in, and you can even tell them about the direction it goes, or just say, the gift of love and light is in this, and if you would like to hold it, you can then receive it. You can, in your mind, direct it any place in your body that you would like it to go. Oh, my knees have been really, really hurting me. Wonderful. Imagine, and imagine means if you could even think of that possibility, then it absolutely could happen. Okay, because that thought was transmitted to you energetically, if you could imagine it. I earlier said that energy comes in the left, out the right, but it can be changed. It can come in with your intention and desire. It can come in both hands and go down to, we just made up that somebody needed it for their knees. It can be directed any way you want, but your intention was to energize this, not just because it already embodies love and light, but even more so to make it more powerful by directing the energy. Now, if you work with quartz, and I hope you do, quartz is a transmitter, a receiver, an amplifier. A regular quartz point, doesn't matter what size. I wanted to bring a big enough one for you to see easily. The part where it broke off from the earth is the negative. The point is the positive. This is the receiving end. This is the sending end. Well, we also said that this is the receiving side of the body, this is the sending. So you could hold it like this to receive healing energy. You could put it against your heart. You could hold it out. I mean, this is a 2-hour presentation, so I can't get into every single thing that you can do with it and every single way you can direct energy. I'm kind of inviting you to find your own way. I'll give you some stepping stones. Sending energy to someone, like someone is grieving. This might help to remove some of their grief. This might help to send healing. You need to be energized. This is a great way. You need to activate. You have chakras or energy centers in your hands, by the way, and your feet. You want to kick it up a notch and really activate it. You can do so with a crystal. Intend that the energy is coming into the crystal and directly into both hands. Then intend that the energy is coming through you, being activated by your heart, going out both hands, if you prefer, rather than just the right, going to wherever it's needed. There are a lot of places in the world right now that are suffering, entire countries. You can actually send it to a country, to a group of people, to a group of animals, to help the earth to heal from floods or fires or hurricanes. Know that this can magnify your thoughts, and it makes it easier to direct energy. If you use a sphere of quartz, same thing. I've been using spheres for a long time because I love this about them. When I hold them, I visualize their most powerful essence, what their true gift is. I visualize it coming to life and moving around and really picking up speed. It looks to me almost like in science class, we learned about atoms and all the things that happen and spin around them. I think they were atoms. I don't really remember, but I think so. And the protons and neutrons and all that other stuff that I don't remember. But that's how it looks to me, like energy is moving and moving and moving. You can take it into your hands and then use it then to work hands-on with people. And I'll explain some techniques to do hands-on versus remote. Or you can then, when you're no longer holding the quartz or the sphere physically, And it could be any type. And I only brought rose quartz and clear quartz tonight, but it could be anything because every stone has a different gift. You could cup your hands again as if you still have the sphere and reactivate the energy. It absolutely will work. I have been doing it for years. You just visualize it and you will start feeling. It might feel like tingling in your hands. It might feel like pressure or weight. It might feel like heat. You will feel it. Then you can place it somewhere. If you're needing some healing, you've got a shoulder issue, you can always activate it without having it be in your physical presence. That's what I love about the mineral kingdom, because you can align with it energetically and you can call upon it whenever you need it. So if you were working with someone hands-on, and nothing I am sharing with you should take the place of common sense. Somebody's got a compound fracture, don't get your crystal out, get an ambulance, okay? Please use the common sense. This can help the healing process because they probably will need surgery, or while they're in the ambulance. You don't have a crystal on you, but you can certainly imagine without a crystal, healing, love, and light going right into their heart, spreading out in all directions, going wherever they need it in whatever way is right and perfect for them. So the phrase right and perfect for them is the same as for their highest and greatest good. It gets your ego out of the way because we don't know what's best for people. So if we use those phrases, we're good. Now this is a very special kind of crystal called a Vogel. This one has 12 facets. I would say if you're going to use one of these, practice with it a lot. This has the ability to really, really, really build up energy. Energy can move around in this, and it's almost like a cyclone happening. It's very important that the point never get chipped. So I travel with this one in a foam container and zipped. I mean, these are really powerful and expensive and fragile, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention so that you'll know what it is. Another quartz that I like, and some people that have been the last few months of my classes have seen that I have figure eights or infinity signs of crystal. An infinity sign is balanced energy. Energy is not always in balance by itself, but it can always become balanced. You're feeling pretty good and healthy, and you've done your light filling work, and things are good for you, and you're in a good position to offer healing energy to someone. You can actually make figure eights of energy between your heart and theirs. They're 300 miles away. Energy doesn't have a limitation. You can still make figure eights. You're sitting in the room with them, and there's a lot of onlookers, and it would be kind of awkward, or they might think something is very odd if you start making figure eights between your heart and theirs. Visualize it. You can get energy to move just by seeing it, and it happens. It becomes a reality. When you offer from your heart to someone, what you're saying is, I offer, sorry about the sirens, we're not in Burlington, Connecticut anymore. I'm offering my true essence to you, and I receive your true essence. So it's about balance. So if you are offering a gift of healing to someone, it could happen with a figure eight. If you have a problem with a shoulder or a hip, anything, you've got one that's working really well, or the person that you're trying to help or channel healing energies on behalf of, take the energy from one shoulder that's healthy, offer it to the other. And visualize, this is the healthy one, this not so much. This is happy to share energy with this. You can do it physically if the person doesn't have touch issues and you want to just lightly use your hand on the physical body, or you can come up to 6 inches away and you can do it. You can do it with both hands. If it's the hips, easy to do. Well, how about if it's the elbows? They're not connected. Well, they are energetically. So you could move energy from one elbow to the other, even though there's space between them, because we talked about how important space is. You have, when this weird thing pops up on my screen, do you guys see it? Do you keep seeing this pop-up thing? Okay, good. I have no idea what it is. This is all a brand new thing. Shoulder, elbow. Elbows hurting, shoulders healthy, figure eights. Okay, so you're offering, or I'll say sending and receiving. So that's a good way to balance. There's no place in the body that figure eights won't work. That's a great way to visualize somebody's in a hospital bed, recovering from surgery, is welcoming some healing help from you or some energy work. You could actually see the whole left side of their body figurating into the right. They had a stroke. Their right side of the body is struggling right now. You can see the entire body. Some people see it as one continuous figure eight like this. Some people see it like a series of figure eights, or you could visualize it as one enormous figure eight. I like to visualize myself sometimes, or someone else standing and having a sphere of energy around them, and that they're all figure eights sliced so thin and they all meet at the heart. That's where the crisscross is, the heart, to connect the sky and the earth. So don't underestimate the power of visualization, because it's really just intention. If someone's in a coma, as I said, you can also ask their high self, and you're not clear on if you're getting that yes or no, send love and light. Fill with love and light. That is so important first. It gets your ego out of the way. It gets fear out of the way. It just gets all the stuff out of the way that could interfere with this being a beautiful and pure exchange of energy. Imagine a beam of pink light. Pink is the color of unconditional love. That's why rose quartz is also about unconditional love. Imagine a beam of light from your heart to theirs. Not in back again, from your heart to theirs. The gift of love, unconditionally. Same thing with animals. You can absolutely do this with animals or groups of animals. Oh, okay, you have chickens and they're not laying eggs. They seem to be very agitated lately. You can imagine love and light coming in from the sky and the earth right into the center of their space and see it spreading out. Or you can fill with love and light and with gratitude for, the fact that they provide you with eggs or joy or whatever it is. Send them that beam of pink light. I have a sphere that has the flower. Okay, it has me showing up in it. The flower of life. Yeah, that kind of shows it. The flower of life is believed to be part of the grid of universal energy. Picture it like a sphere, but endless. Each section is described as a Star of David. So I sometimes use the Star of David to place on someone. Wrist surgery, you could put it on the wrist and ask for healing to happen, ask for healing to be accelerated. And by the way, you can do this before the surgery. I do a lot of pre-op work. Sometimes I will hypnotize the person, because I'm a certified hypnotherapist of some 30 years, so 30 something. I will hypnotize them to help them to become more receptive. And then we'll start talking to the cells of their body, molecule cells, atoms, and spaces, that a beautiful healing ceremony is going to be offered to them. and they start reframing. Instead of thinking something invasive is going to happen, they think a beautiful healing ceremony is going to happen, and they start healing before they even have the procedure, whether it's chemo, radiation, actual surgery, joint replacement, having a kidney removed, hysterectomy. It doesn't matter what it is. The healing process can start just by talking to the cells of the body, because again, it's about intention. And then the procedure, once it's happened, we don't call it surgery anymore. We say beautiful healing ceremony, and that the divine light or love and light is flowing through Dr. So-and-so or whatever their name is, and flowing directly from the divine source to you. Remarkable results. I did it for my mailman, and if I was willing to work every day for the rest of my life, because of how many people he knows, he'd have my schedule filled with all the people he tells about how easily it worked. And it's not magic, it's just he was very receptive, and he kept visualizing, and the healing started happening before the procedure. And then afterwards, it was so easy, no pain, nothing. So anybody can do that, okay? It's not something that I've cornered the gifts of. No, anybody can do it. I just happened to know how to combine a couple of things together. I had talked about using, oh, and by the way, the Star of David, you can also use it because it's a magnifier, a receiver, and an amplifier, even though it is not a point that has a direction one way or the other, you know, in and out or positive or negative. I sometimes will use the two together. This will magnify and spread out in all directions and tap into the universal grid. I also have it on the pad that I use for my, I sometimes use tuning forks. And then I would just take this end and place it wherever the issue is. But I don't just leave it there and go la, 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 la. I ask and I intend and I visualize that the universal healing energy is flowing in and restoring that person's wrist to optimal health or function or condition. Use positive words. Don't say the word pain. Use the word ease, that it's bringing ease. If the person has a burn or a rash, focus on healing and focus on clear skin. Focus on kind of like the opposite of what it is that they're struggling with, but trying to use those positive words. The subconscious mind's going to take over. So even if you don't have exactly the right words or know exactly what's going on early on, and I jump around a lot, I apologize for that, but we talked about a book. If you say, okay, this person has colitis, well, I don't know what that is. Look it up. Do not claim to be a medical professional, okay? I've been doing this work a long time. I'm still never going to be a medical professional. I will have a book or I will consult with a medical professional to see, okay, here's what colitis is. Here's how that part of the body looks. If I see that it goes from left to right or top to bottom with the ascending colon and the descending colon, how about if I visualize energy moving that way? So the more information you get, the more knowledge you get, the more precise you can set your intentions. You never have to put hands on someone, only if it's someone that you know and that trusts you, because in at least the state of Connecticut, it could be more, unless you are a medical professional or licensed to do hands-on, not hands-on healing, energy healing, but actual manipulative work on someone, you cannot, and this is very important, put your hand on someone and then move it while it's still in contact. That's considered stroking. You can do it if you're a massage therapist, and for some crazy reason, if you're in the clergy, you can. Go figure. When I was making figure eights, I was demonstrating. I would do it on myself as a figure eight. Someone else, I would work on the field up to 6 inches away, could be a ½ inch away, could be 6 inches. You can place your hands on someone and channel healing energy in, but then you have to lift it and move it. Okay, I just want to be clear on that. And I don't believe they've changed the laws since last I knew. And it was because there were people giving massages that weren't medically trained, and it got into some messy stuff. So just know that it's better, if you can, to work on the energy field. And you can, in fact, I'm going to invite you to do this now. Take your left hand, because it's your receiving hand, and put your right arm out and start really far away, but parallel. Bring your left hand down toward your right arm until you feel either a pressure pushing back, a tingling, or a heat. It might be further than you think because we did this light filling work. Like when I come to here, both of my hands are tingling. So I know that this is touching that band of my energy field that I'm reacting to. After you feel that, back off and try it again. See if it's about the same place. Gather the information. Go, yep, one of the bands of my energy field is it. This is probably more typical, but we've just done light filling work. Bring it down a little more and find those subtle bands in your energy field known as the aura. And you can just feel a difference and explore. Say, okay, forward, backwards. Okay, yep, it's here. Until you get to the point where you say, I really feel one there. That's kind of a strong one. That's a great place to work. And that might be that 6 inches away. If you go further, you might lose that sensitivity. So that's a great way to scan your neighbor, your mother, your father, your friend, your sister. Somebody says to you, I don't know what's going on, but boy, my arm has been so sore. Maybe it's tennis elbow, I don't know. You can do it with either hand. I had you start with your left because that's the receiving hand. I actually use my right for it more. You can scan without touching. Notice a change. Go back away from it until it feels kind of neutral again. Come back down. Okay, I'm feeling that again. Go past it. Okay, it went away. Go back. And what you're doing is you're just confirming, yep, that area feels a little bit odd. And they may say, that's where I bumped it, that's where I fell on it, that's where the most pain is. Then you have some information. If you want to work with energy coming from the crown chakra down, or sky energy, it's usually best and easiest. You can actually, and I'm giving you basics, okay? This is something that could take years and years and years to make it usable, but you might say, I love that technique, I'm gonna practice. I'm gonna really commit to it. You can take the energy and with your intention of collecting the energy that is out of balance. That's a better word to use than pain, but in your mind, you know, you're finding the pain. Pain can be from constriction, compression. It's just energy not flowing right. Take it, flick it off.